Hello everybody, it's Dazran303 and this is a little game on the Nintendo Wii called Anno Create a New World. I've already showed it off on my channel before, and due to popular demand, a couple of people requested I go through the campaign mode, so that's what we're going to do this time. So we're going to go into my character Aziz here, and we're simply going to go into story mode, and this is probably going to be better to let you guys know how this game is played. It's like a tutorial. No hints. Okay, we want the speech on just for the sake of this story mode. So we're going to go into story mode. We're going to start a new game. We'll do it on medium. No point in doing anything on easy. If you want to get better at games, an easy way to do so is put stuff on hard. Excuse me. King George
devastated great parts of my kingdom. Life was hanging by a thread. My people were hungry and desperate. They needed food and land to survive. And I needed help.
Father, you have sent for us.
Yes, my sons. I seek your advice. My people are starving and weak. Their fields produce no fruit or crops. We must help them, or great tragedy will befall our kingdom.
You say they have no strength to farm our lands, yet they swing their scythes at us. I say we make them march, conquer the lands to our north. Let them fight, if they want to fight.
Father, it is not another war we need. We have plenty of lands to the south. There are countless islands in our kingdom with fertile soil and fields. I say we set sail, settle, and farm that which is already ours.
I like the sound of that. We shall take to the sea and settle our islands. Now be gone. Great work lies ahead of us. There is no time to waste.
Devonport, what are you doing here?
Master William, sir, your father thought it a good idea that I aid you on your travels.
But Devonport, you can't travel on ships. You get seasick.
Indeed, sir, a concern I addressed with your father.
And he still sent you?
Yes, he knew an easy solution to my problem.
And what would that be?
To lean over the railing if need be, sir.
Lovely. Well, welcome on board. May this journey be a pleasant one for us and your stomach.
The first island. I, William Riley, am heading south with my personal advisor Cornelius Devonport and a couple of pioneers. There I will build my first settlement to help fight the starvation in our kingdom. Alright, so this is it's a slow starting game.
Thank goodness we have arrived.
Oh,
Master
Jesus,
William,
what the hell is
we
that?
are close to the island your father the king would like us to settle on. I hear your brother Edward has also arrived, and has already begun to build a settlement. Perhaps we will meet him later on in our travels. For now, Master William, may I introduce to you Pioneer Tom?
Mr. Devonport, sir, we have completed the warehouse on the island. The island is ours now.
Good.
Very good. Let's get a better overview of the area by taking a look around, and then try to reach the warehouse by following the displayed arrow.
Okay. Alright, I'm just remembering how to play this game myself. Ah, there we
Well
go.
done, Master William.
Ah, thank you.
You have found the
Are you gonna
warehouse.
keep interrupting my LP? God damn it.
Mr. Devonport, here is that book you asked for.
Oh.
Ah, thank you ever so much, Tom. Master William, this is our logbook. I will list all our missions and detail our progress here. You can always have a look there if you forget what to do next. Select the highlighted button to take a look at what we should do next, now.
Move over to your island, open the logbook, open a toolbar tip.
Now let's open the tooltip for the warehouse. To do so, hover the cursor over the building and press the displayed button.
Haha, erected. Yeah, okay.
Well done, Master William. As you can see on the screen, we do not have any inhabitants living in any of our
Zero.
settlements so far.
But many of us will come to your island if you provide us with houses and goods.
I
What a
hope
useless
so,
piece
Tom.
of information.
When we fulfill these needs, our inhabitants will happily be willing to pay taxes, which we can then use to improve our settlement.
Taxes? Happily.
We had better speak about taxes later. Master William, let us build the first inhabitant's house for our friend Pioneer Tom.
We're going to need a lot of wood to build these. Unfortunately, we have very little left. So little that we can only build one house now.
Quite right, Tom. But there is a simple solution to that, you'll see. For now, Master William, let's build that one house. We need to build a house for our first inhabitants. I have marked out an area for the first inhabitant's house. Choose where you want to build it. In order to build something, you have to access the construction menu. Select the highlighted button to open it.
That's a rubbish place for a house. What the hell? Oh god. Alright.
To place
put our house
buildings,
here.
move them to
I know how
Thanks
to do
very
it.
much, Master William. My family really likes this spot you chose.
Haha,
for
you're
a new
welcome,
home.
buddy.
You're welcome, Tom.
Oh.
Master William, next we need to build a road connection from the house.
That's right.
That's right.
Without a road, we cannot get the food we need.
So let's
cannot get
connect
the
the inhabitants'
we
house
need.
and the warehouse by building a road between them. In order to build a road, you need
Oh,
to open the
it's so
constru-
simple.
Select the point where you wish. Do you see the display? Build more road.
Well done, Master William. We can now reach the warehouse to get food for my family.
Hey.
Thanks to you, this island has become a home to us.
You're welcome.
We now have to make it home to more than just one family. Master William, your father the king is expecting our support in the form of food soon, and we will need many more people to get the job done.
Still, as I mentioned before, we need wood to build more inhabitants' houses, and we used the last wood for the first building.
That's why we must spend a few gold coins to build a lumberjack's hut and connect it to the warehouse.
Right. So we're gonna go in here. If you've seen my other Let's Plays, my other Let's Play of Anno,
Well done. The
um,
lumberjack's hut is built.
I did
and the
quite
position
kick-ass
is
against
well
the computer.
chosen. There is enough space for trees to grow. The lumberjack's
Ah.
hut is connected to the warehouse. Can you
But
see
this
the
will be a
market
nice
wagon
kind of
coming
tempo
from the
for you guys
warehouse
if
to
you'd
get
have
the
never
wood?
played this game before, to get a gist of it, and maybe somewhere down the line you might be interested enough in this game to purchase it yourself or something.
The wood has reached the warehouse. We could expand our settlement now.
But first, we need to get a better overview of the island, so we don't lose track of our buildings. You can do that by zooming in, or to get a better
Minus button.
hover your cursor over the location you want to take a closer look at, and well done. You now
Thank you.
know how to zoom in and out.
You
Now
make
that
me
you
feel
know how
so
to
good
keep an
about
overview of
myself.
What is going on? We should start expanding our small settlement.
I know many people that would join this growing community if we could provide them with houses.
The wee community.
So, let's expand our village by building 3 more inhabitants' houses and connecting them. You can also copy a bit. We need 2 more inhabitants' houses. Please build 1 impressive.
Uh-huh.
You've placed the required houses so that you didn't even have to build a new road. Excellent, Master William. Our number of inhabitants is increasing. If you continue to progress at this rate, we will have a productive metropolis much sooner than expected. We can soon begin to send food back to your father, the king.
Mr.
Good.
Davenport, sir, speaking of food, we have a lot of pioneers now, but no steady supply of food.
We'll need some
We need
fisheries.
to ensure that our stock of food does not run empty. We do not want people to leave the island. Because if they leave, their houses will collapse. And worse, they will no longer pay taxes.
Here is a beach, and we saw fish by the shores. I suggest we build a fisherman's hut.
Tom is absolutely right.
Right, Tom.
Yet be careful. More than one fisherman's hut would be unwise, as the running costs would be too high for us at the moment.
Alright, so we can click here.
If you
I was
have
in the right
forgotten what you are
option anyway,
supposed
but-
to do now, you should have a look at the logbook.
Yeah,
Please
log.
be patient, Master William.
No.
We have to wait until there is enough wood before we can build a fisherman's hut.
Hurry up. Okay, so he's dropping
Please
wood
be
into the warehouse. You
patient,
can see
Master
here.
William.
Now we've got
We have
wood.
to wait until there is enough. Excellent.
Yeah.
We can be proud of what we have already accomplished.
Tom's gonna say something enlightening here. What?
We have wood to build and food to eat, so we're happy.
We have food
This is
to eat
becoming
and
a
wood to
very
build.
nice settlement. Maybe you should start looking for ways to expand.
It seems we have done a good job and fulfilled all missions so far. I think we'll continue. Continue with the story. Here we go.
Well done, Master William. Our first mission is accomplished. Now, how do we get off this island?
By boat.
Master William! Master William! The name is Bellard, as in Henry Bellard, the famous seafarer and adventurer. I am his daughter, Evelyn, at your service. Your king has sent me to be your personal advisor.
My personal advisor.
Don't be fooled by my age, sir. I have travelled many seas and been to far distant places only few eyes have seen. I am a well of experience.
And of confidence, it appears.
Indeed, sir. Humility is not one of my virtues. Which is why I would like to suggest a plan.
A plan? Oh, please, don't let me stop you. If such a thing is possible.
Help the people. Today Evelyn Bellard came to help us. Her brash and breezy manner provides a welcome distraction.
All right. My plan is as follows. There's an old deserted settlement nearby. The island might be suitable for us to use to start producing food for our starving people.
But where will we find this island? And where do we acquire the resources to build a new settlement there?
Don't worry, Cornelius. I brought some wood and stone with me to help us off to a good start.
Wonderful. But I would prefer it if you were to call me Mr. Devonport, as everyone else does.
All right. Cornelius, I will. As for the location of the island, I've been there many times in the past. It shouldn't be a problem to navigate a ship there.
There's the ship.
A ship? Must it be a ship?
I'm afraid so. Why?
Well, sea travel just doesn't seem to agree with my constitution somehow. But don't you worry about me. I'll be just fine.
Let's set sail then. We need a
Set
new
sail.
island in order to expand our territory. Select your ship.
Select
and
your
sail
ship,
it now.
zoom
And
out.
hold the display button to make the ship move. Perfect. Just keep.
Hey,
Great
you're
job.
testing my ability.
We're almost there. Land in sight. Great. We have arrived at the island. You're a natural talent at commanding a ship. Cornelius, are you all right?
In a second, Miss Ballard, in a second. Once my legs stop this terrible trembling. There we are. Please, continue.
Master William, as you can see, I've already told the ship's crew to convert the ship to a warehouse. Next time, that will be your job.
Transforming a ship into a warehouse stakes our claim to this island. The warehouse sends out market wagons to collect goods for storage.
We should take a closer look at our new island.
You are right. Just look at the grain fertility level. 75%. This soil makes it impossible for the grain farms to work at peak efficiency.
The fertility is displayed at the top of the screen, right?
Yes, but we will have to talk about this in more detail later. For now, we have more important matters to attend to. Do you see the icon above the lumberjack's hut? He has a problem that we need to take care of.
There's no space for trees around it.
Select the building so we can find out what is going on.
It's unable to produce
Now
stuff.
select the highlighted icon for an... There are not enough trees for your lumberjack to fell. His productivity is pretty low.
Lazy bastard.
Make sure that his entire influence area is filled with trees.
Trees?
Master William, Cornelius and I are here to assist you. Each time a building has a problem, an icon will appear, hovering above that building.
There are different icons for...
Oh,
You need
get
more-
on
as
with
we
it.
already
God
have
damn
If you
it.
would like to demolish something, you must open the construction menu.
This is such a slow start to the game.
Wait,
Now we must talk about gold coins.
Ah.
but the inhabitants pay taxes. Why is this a problem?
Because of the balance, Miss Ballard. If we pay more than we earn, we will have a negative balance. A negative balance means we are constantly losing gold coins. Since we don't want that, we need to have a positive balance.
How do we achieve a positive balance?
That is the challenge. Production buildings cost us gold coins in operating costs. They produce goods we need to expand or to meet inhabitants' demands. The inhabitants, on the other hand, pay taxes regularly. That is our main source of income.
And we have to find the right balance between the number of inhabitants and the running costs of the different buildings.
Exactly. We also have to set an appropriate tax rate for our inhabitants in the tax menu.
I have prepared an info screen for this topic.
Each of your inhabitants will pay taxes. With few inhabitants, you will collect few taxes. Okay, standard stuff at the moment. More inhabitants will pay more taxes. So the more people you have, the more money you'll make. You can adjust the tax rate for each civilization level in the tax menu. So the rich are here. This is the richest. And the green is like what they're willing to pay. They'll be upset if you make them go into the red. So the better you fulfill your inhabitants' needs, the more taxes you can demand. So here they wanted a church, a public bath, they need spices and pottery. So if you get a green tick for all those, they'll be happy to pay more taxes. But if they're missing some of these things, they won't be paying much. However, even if you cannot supply your inhabitants with everything they need, you can still make them happy with a low tax rate. But if too many of their needs are poorly fulfilled, they will leave despite paying low taxes.
Since you now know all about taxes, you should adjust the tax rate. The people are quite happy at the moment, so we can raise taxes to improve our balance. You can adjust them using the tax menu.
So they're not happy to pay this amount of green, but they'll be happy enough with this. As you can see, Tom, he's smiling. He's happy. He doesn't care. As long as he can afford his couple of pints at the end of the weekend, he's happy. If you drag him up to the red, he's not going to be happy at all. You see? Even the yellow, I think he pulls a different face. There you go. So we're going to leave it at the highest possible lime green colour, shall we call it.
We can live with these adjustments as long as you invest the gold coins in fulfilling our needs and improving the community. We will be happy to pay these taxes.
To be able to fulfill those needs, we have to know what they are.
While we are at it, we can also have a look at how we can improve our inhabitants' standards of living.
To do so, we should select an inhabitant's house.
So we're going to select this house because they want us to. He wants a church and a dairy, so they
At the
can have
top of
milk.
the screen, we can see the number of inhabitants, as well as their needs and demands. Apparently, our inhabitants require a chapel and some milk.
We should take care of that quickly by building a chapel and a dairy. Could you also explain the upper bar, please?
The upper bar is currently empty, which is good. All the basic needs we are not fulfilling will be displayed there.
The only basic need pioneers have is food. That means we've fulfilled all their basic needs for now, and the bar remains empty.
The second bar shows the additional needs our people have.
These needs we should fulfill as quickly as possible.
The costs, Miss Ballard. Don't forget the costs.
See it as an investment. As soon as the buildings are finished, the pioneers will rise to the next level and become settlers. Then they will expand their houses accordingly.
We will be able to accommodate even more inhabitants and earn more taxes. This plan might actually work. So, let's start by building a chapel.
Alright, okay.
Let's build a chapel.
Yeah, in the spot that was there, yeah.
Mind the influence area. It should cover as many inhabitants' houses as possible. You do not. Great job. All of our inhabitants
job,
now
you've
have
done it.
access to a chapel. Well done. We have built our people a chapel. Good work.
You can select the chapel at any time to see its influence area, which should cover as many inhabitants' houses as possible.
Of course, Cornelius. Not every pioneer needs his own chapel. What else do we have to do?
Remember how the inhabitants were also demanding milk? We should build a dairy, for which there's a nice spot here.
But there's roadblock in
First,
it.
we need to demolish those roads that are blocking us from building here. To demolish roads and trees, press and hold the displayed button.
Yes,
Good.
yes, yes.
There is now enough space to build a dairy. It produces milk, which will help our people to advance to become settlers. Like the lumberjack's hut, the dairy needs space so that
Influence
the cows
area.
have room to graze. Less room means less milk.
No.
While we're waiting for the first shipment of milk, maybe you could explain this goods and demands thing.
Thing? How quaint. Yes, of course. Actually, we should discuss just how our inhabitants, and thus our settlement, can reach a higher civilization level.
That sounds rather complicated, but I'm sure you've already prepared something to explain this complicated matter very easily, haven't you?
Of course I have. If one is prepared, one is able to feel much more confident. Oh dear, where did I put those info screens again?
As soon as you build your first inhabitant's house, the first inhabitants will move in. Your inhabitants wish to consume certain goods and desire to live within the influence area of public buildings. Select an inhabitant's house to see your inhabitants' needs. Pioneers wish to have milk and to live close to a chapel. As soon as goods reach the warehouse or marketplaces, there it's dispatched to your inhabitants. Right. It takes some time until the needs for certain goods is fully satisfied. A public building's influence area should cover as many inhabitants' houses as possible. If all your pioneers' needs are fulfilled, they will advance to become settlers. Settlers need milk and food as basic goods. If you do not supply them with enough basic goods, your settlers will revert to pioneers level again. There are 5 civilization levels: pioneers, settlers, citizens, patricians, and aristocrats. Pioneers only need food, whereas aristocrats need 8 goods and want to live within the influence area of 7 different public buildings.
You can select a house to see the needs of its inhabitants and to which extent those needs are satisfied.
Oh. I actually have no idea what you just said. I wasn't listening. So we'll check out the logbook. Alright, number 1 is completed. Reach a higher level of civilization. So we just have to wait for the milk to go through. So it's going to start off a bit slow. This Let's Play is of the campaign mode, and the game wants the player to know how to play this game. I know how to play this game, but maybe you at home you don't, so it'll be easier for you to follow if this series progresses at the necessary speed at the start. So there probably will be heated battles later on, more exciting stuff than listening to Evelyn Bellard and Cornelius What's-His-Face all day. So I think I'm going to leave it there for the first episode. So if you want to check out the next episode, you can hit that playlist button. I hope you enjoy this little series. It's a game I really enjoy playing, and with this series I'm kind of trying to show you why this game is good and how to play as opposed to anything else. So see you soon.
If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe to the Dazran Trio 3 YouTube channel? Or for more Dazran Trio 3 content, click on the video icons on screen. Or get regular video updates by following his Facebook and Twitter.